College of Education, Odeumu, and currently a visiting lecturer to Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko, Ondo State. She has supervised about 80 undergraduate students, 3 PhD, and 12 master students, respectively. Published in well and reputable journals, both in local, national, and international journals. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby present to you Professor M.A. Olubayo-Fatiregun for the 388th inaugural lecture.
All protocol duly observed. My Vice Chancellor, please. My Vice Chancellor, the members of Council and Senate here present, principal officers of the university, provost, dean of Faculty of Education, and deans of other faculties, directors, head of departments, highly esteemed colleagues, royal and spiritual fathers here present, immediate past Deputy Governor of Edo State, Engineer Marvelous Godwin Omobayo, and his entourage, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, my students all over the world, great Nigerian students. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my first entry into this great citadel of learning was in 1984, when I led a team of athletes from the University of Ibadan to participate in the National University Games, NUGA, hosted by the then University of Ife. Since then, I had a desire of becoming a member of this great university. My aspirations came to the great citadel of learning was again triggered when I was offered a lecturing appointment at the then College of Education, Ilesha, after my PhD degree at the University of Ibadan in 1991. I therefore pursued my dreams to become a member of this great university with application to the Department of Physical and Health Education, now Kinesiology, Health Education, and Recreation, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, for a full-time position, but it was turned down. However, I later applied for a sabbatical position from the 1st of October 1998 to 30th September 1999, which was accepted. A year after the expiration of my sabbatical leave, in September 1999, I reapplied for a full-time appointment in the Department of Physical and Health Education as a senior lecturer. To the glory of God, I was invited for an interview by the Dean Faculty of Education, Professor J.A. Fawole of blessed memory. After which, the appointment letter was officially released, and I was asked to resume on the 1st March 2000. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, since the inception of my department, only one inaugural lecture has been presented by our icon, legendary, and an esteemed academics, late Professor J.A. Fawole, the then Dean, Faculty of Education, on the 13th February 1996, about 28 years ago. With this historical event, I gave honor and adoration to God for counting me worthy as the first female HOD, the first female professor from the department to present this 388th edition of inaugural lecture of this great university and the 17th edition in the Faculty of Education. And I am the 5th professor, a female professor in the Faculty of Education that is presenting an inaugural lecture. Also, I want to appreciate God that I want to appreciate God to present this edition of the inaugural lecture in the Faculty of Education. And I give all the glory to my Father for allowing this day to come true. I gladly inform this august congregation that I studied health education with interest in human sexuality and family life education. As we all know, that an informed man is an intelligent being. Through health education, human beings are delivered from ignorance. Health education is a process that makes an individual whole by providing him or her with appropriate health information to make informed choices concerning health and to take full responsibility for health. I have therefore chosen for myself the title Health and Sexuality Education, the Home, the School, and I. The focus of this lecture is shown on Figure 1. There is no healthy sexuality without education. Olubayo-Fatiregun, Ayodele, and Adebi, 2017, reaffirmed that sexual health throughout the life of the individual is an integral and indispensable component of health education. As people grow up, particularly during adolescence, they face certain critical decisions about relationship, sexuality, and other sexual issues. Such decisions could either impact their health negatively or improve their well-being for the rest of their lives. Whose responsibility? It is therefore the responsibility of an individual, families, and teachers to provide positive information that will lead people to healthy lives. Besides, community, including religious leaders, also has the responsibility to prepare young people for the future by providing them with comprehensive sexuality education that can help them tackle issues that may threaten their healthy decisions. Such responsibilities towards healthy sexuality as shown on Fig 2. Concept of health. Many scholars think of health as in several ways, such as not being physically ill, a state of being free from any disease, having good physical body through physical exercises, and so on. But the World Health Organization, 1948, defined health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease nor infirmity. Olubayo-Fatiregun, Olawale Aderomu, and Adeleke, 2022, view health as a quality of life which enables an individual to perform his or her responsibility effectively and efficiently. Such responsibilities are engaging in regular physical activities, leisure activities, stress coping strategies, avoiding tobacco smoking, little or no alcohol, good nutrition at the right proportion, adequate rest, and sleep, among others. However, such responsibilities could either result to quality of health or painful death, as shown in Fig 3. Summarily, health is the absence of disease or infirmity. It is therefore important to note that the quality of human health is at the root of people's health, and this quality is determined by how well one feels physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually. United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, 2012, buttressed the above point that health is a state of feeling well in the body, mind, and spirit, together with a sense of reserved energy. Determinants of people's health. These are the factors that can determine people's health positively or negatively, such as income, social status, social support networks, education and literacy, social environment, employment and working conditions, physical environment, health practices and coping skills, health services, adequate health information. Others are shown in Fig 4. Health education concept. For people to take charge of their responsibilities towards healthy life, they must have good level of health education. To earn the benefit of health, knowledge is required, which will lead to a desirable attitude, skills, habit, and practice. Health education is therefore a combination of learning experiences designed to help individuals improve on their health by increasing their knowledge, which ultimately influences their attitude, outlook to life, and skills to carry out hygienic practices. According to Olubayo-Fatiregun, 2007, health education is a process or providing the necessary health information an individual needs to have in order to enhance his or her optimal health. Such optimal health includes someone who is free from sickness and diseases, as shown in Fig 5, does not show unnecessary anxiety, as revealed in Fig 6, do not show signs of low confidence or esteem, looks free from social and mental stress, as seen in Fig 7. Purpose of health education. The purpose of health education is 1. Encourage positive attitude towards healthy choices and changes. Provide the skills and knowledge to form long life habits. Provide information to people on their behavioral changes, among others, as shown in Fig 8. Concept of sexuality. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. Sexuality begins at birth with the sex of the baby, while gender, on the other hand, links child sex. Gender could be referred to as assigned roles for male and female. Ladies and gentlemen, sexuality is about the sexual feelings, thoughts, attraction, and behaviors towards other people. The World Health Organization, 2015 and 2017, views sexuality as an aspect of one's need for closeness, caring, and touching. It has biological, physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects. You will all agree with me that you will not want to have anything to do with somebody whose character is questionable, or somebody who is not close to you, or somebody who is not caring. Thus, Olubayo-Fatiregun 2004 and 2012 stated that sexuality is the quality or state of being sexual. That is, it is about how people see and experience themselves sexually. Such as, who do they want to have passion with? Who do they want to go out with? And who do they want to have sexual experience with? However, sexuality deals with the physical intimacy of such as intercourse, self-image, self-esteem, body image, and one's own concept of love. Component of sexuality. For optimal sexual health, sexuality should meet the people's interests. Such interests must capture these components: sexuality, intimacy, sexual identity, among others, as shown in Fig 9. Sexuality education. World Health Organization 2015 stated that sexuality education highlights instructions on issues relating to human sexuality, which include human sexual anatomy and physiology, reproduction, sexual intercourse or coitus, reproductive health, emotional relations, reproductive rights and responsibilities, abstinence, birth control, and other aspects of human sexual behavior. It includes information about anatomy and physiology, puberty, pregnancy, and STI, including HIV and AIDS, according to UNESCO 2009, Moronkola and Idris 2000. Aims and objectives of sexuality education. 1. This seeks for sexual experience and enhance self-confidence. Promote healthy relationships. Address the misconception about sex and debunk fallacies. Assist people in making wise decisions about sex-related issues such as courtship, choosing marriage partners, when to engage in sex, and so on. Helps to develop the knowledge, values, attitude, and skills that are necessary for adulthood, marriage, and parenthood. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, sexuality education, the home. Teaching sexuality at home will be very tough for most parents and problematic for most parents because they do not understand where to start, how to approach it, or even what to teach. In fact, parents should be the primary sex educators of their children as shown in Fig 10, where both parents, father and mother, educating children on sex education. Sexuality education at home, according to WHO, 2015, provides young people with ample opportunities to quickly learn about their family's values, beliefs, and principles of health relationships. In fact, mothers are considered to be the most ideal persons to give sex education at home due to their familiarity and closeness. However, father inclusion equally is important. I make a remark here. Some days ago, we had a workshop here by the Faculty of Education, and something related to closeness of children to parents happened. And somebody among them raised up the value when the children of one of the invitees went there and went straight to their mother, leaving the father. And the man said, "Why? Your father is there. You didn't go there. All of you are going to your mother." You can now see the reason. Mothers are very close to their children. And so, today I want to admonish parents who are here, especially the young ones, be close to your children. Don't leave the responsibility to your mother, to the mothers. The important aspect of teaching sex education at home is to equip children on issues relating to such as contraception. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the years of my research, my findings have shown significant correlation between the family and the adolescent sexuality in shaping family and community standards and norms. Fatiregun 2000, 2009, and 2012. For instance, a child may want to ask some questions like, where did I come from? Why was I made in this gender? Who produced me? Why am I black? While my junior ones or my father is light in complexion, and the likes. The answer must be accurate, precise, and direct, without hiding any viable information. Also, a young girl of 16 years asked her mother if birth control pills are dangerous. Such mother will quickly assume that her daughter wants to use contraceptives, or rather, she thinks she's pregnant, and it is common with us mothers. Here is another practical illustration. Mary asked her mother how someone can tell if she's pregnant. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the mother's unfortunate response is, "Are you pregnant, Mary?" Such responses will upset Mary to the extent that she will stop asking her mother questions about sex education. And this can lead her to unprecedented ignorance. Thus, the lines of communication, which are hitherto open between mother and child, was permanently closed through mother's hasty response to her teenage daughter's innocent questions. Olubayo-Fatiregun et al. 2017 ascertained that the earlier sex education is taught in homes, the earlier the children are equipped to establish correct concepts on sex. Parental approval and disapproval carry weight on young adults and adolescents, even though they may seem to reject most of what is said at first. Parents should not relent on their responsibility to educate their children on sexual roles, opinions, values that can enable this teeming generation of adolescents to live a healthy life. Therefore, parents need patience to deliver sex education at home. It is very interesting indeed. Parents can only win this if they can comfortably reconcile some of the child's value with their old-fashioned ideas and desires. Sexuality education, the school. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir. The school is a good place for sexuality education, development, sex, sexuality, relationship, and marriage. It is an ideal place for learning, and it is a reliable source of accurate sexual information to supplement and not to replace the parental responsibility. Olubayo-Fatiregun et al. 2017. Fig 11 shows pictures taken with my students during the family life and sex education class. And that is why I can boldly stand and say that those students from the Department of Physical and Health Education are well equipped in family issues. And that's what it should be. Olubayo-Fatiregun Act 2017, 2004 and 2012, Fatusi 2005, Samuel 2010, and Who 2017 opined that sexuality education should be taught throughout students' grade level with information appropriate to students' development and cultural background. Teachers who ought to teach sexuality education must have also been raised in the same traditions, ancestral beliefs, values, and taboos similar to that of parents and students. The reason is that Nigerians are increasingly being influenced by Western culture, and most of our traditional norms are fast fading out. This had led to the declination of traditional authority of the family, community, church, and schools. As a result, individual gains freedom of decision and action in relation to male and female relationships, as well as established identity and forms of expressing love. Fatusi 2005, Moronkola 2007. Olawale 2021, in his unpublished dissertation, further established that obscene and pornography materials are on the increase, and sex is sold and bought openly among secondary school students in Osun State and Nigeria. Therefore, teaching sex education in schools helps to provide accurate, complete, and appropriate information on human sexuality, such risk reduction strategies, and contraception. Also, such education assists young people to practically take steps to protect their health, including delaying sex, using condoms or contraception, and being monogamous. Olubayo-Fatiregun 2004 and 2012, UNESCO 2009, and U.S. Center for Diseases Control and Prevention 2018. Sexuality education and I. Sexuality education centers on individual. It is a personal decision and expression of who we are, what we believe, what we feel, and how we respond to others. Sexuality is all about taking self-responsibility for one's sexual health and well-being, including physical, mental, social, and emotional. Olubayo 2012 and Olubayo-Fatiregun 2017 noted that taking personal responsibilities empowers people, including the adolescent population, to make an informed decision about sexual health, relationship, and respect for opposite sex. Individual sexuality is not defined by who people have sexual intercourse with. Rather, it is about how they feel and how they chose to identify themselves. The most essential aspect of it is that people rightly chose what label or identity suits them, or may decide not to choose any identity at all. Such sexual identities are shown on Fig 12, as revealed by Olubayo-Fatiregun 2004, Moronkola 2007, and Who 2015. Other aspects of personal sexuality. These aspects include sexual dysfunction, sexual variation, contraception, dating, courtship, and marriage. Sexual dysfunction. This is any difficulty a person experiences with the various aspects of sexual activity, such as attraction, arousal, pleasure, and orgasm. Categories of sexual dysfunction. Desire disorder. This is also known as libido disorder or low libido. These disorders affect sexual desires and interest in sex. It leads to other chronic health conditions such as diabetes, heart diseases, depression, and others. Pain disorder. This involves pains during intercourse, and it usually affects both men and women. Those people with this disorder will seek medical assistance. I will actually, in one of my books, I disagree with this statement, because you can reduce this thing if you have good relationship with your partner. It is easy to have relationship, but it's difficult to go in if you are not together, and if you are not interested in yourself. If there's no love between you and the person you want to have affairs with, surely pain disorder will come. Arousal disorder. This disorder makes it difficult for people to become physically aroused during sexual activities. The people with these issues are unable to get any physical satisfaction from sexual activities and others. Sexual variation refers to sexual desires and behaviors outside what is considered to be the normal choice. Sydney 2018. It is either domination or submission. Types of sexual variation. Exhibitionism. This is commonly known as an indecent exposure of genital parts in public places. Voyeurism involves looking or peeping at unsuspecting people who are naked, undressing, or engaged in sexual intercourse. Pedophilia. This involves strong sexual desires and sexual activity with pre-adolescent children. Fetishism. People with this sexual variation are always aroused by looking at a woman's undies, legs, breasts, or exposed parts. And of course, we know that our students are fond of exposing themselves in this school. I hope something will be done about it to save our lecturers. Contraception. Contraceptive decision should be a joint decision of couples. To have pleasant sexual health, there is need for couples to understand the need for contraception. This will assist wife and husband to fulfill their reproductive desires as at when needed. Olubayo-Fatiregun, 1985. Contraceptives should be accessible and affordable for women, not only women. Men should be involved in buying contraception for themselves and their wives. Quality contraceptive results to fewer unintended pregnancies, fewer abortions, fewer maternal deaths, healthier families, communities, and vibrant nation. Olubayo-Fatiregun, 1985, 1990, and 2000. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, contraception is a personal decision and it must meet the individual desires. Women should never feel pressured by their partners or husbands or friends or family or otherwise to choose birth control method that she is not comfortable with. Instead, women must take ownership of their decision. Make sure that their healthcare providers are aware of their preference and potential concerns. It is then that the individual can have quality and sound reproductive health. Dating and courtship. Dating and courtship are personal choice, and it is up to an individual to decide whether to embark on the journey or not. Obviously, it is a personal decision to decide whom to date, court, or marry. Marital choice is an individual decision that leads to optimal wellness and happiness, welfare of the children, and stability of the society. During courtship, parents play very crucial roles. They should assist young people to consider their courting plans, help them to understand the temptations and challenges abound with marriage, encourage them to make wise decisions and marital responsibilities. Visiting one's family is a better way to understand who had been molded your friends and what your friend could likely become in later years. It is true that children can make choices that are different from choices made by their parents. However, parents tend to reproduce themselves. During this period, they develop general social skills and like panic, as shown in Fig 19. Marriage. Marriage is a personal choice. Even if one makes a mistake, it should be his or her own mistake. And you know that marriage is an important aspect of life. The decision to marry is of the person who is to be married. It is the moment of truth for the person. The expectation of marriage is to have a happier family, But if it turns out horribly, chaos and troubled home full of abuse or violence, as shown in Fig 14, it is a personal decision and no interference from parents should be accepted. For healthier marriage, Olubayo-Fatiregun 2017 revealed the factors that contribute to a satisfying marriage, such as love, commitment, trust, time, attention, good communication, including listening, partnership, caring, tolerance, patience, openness, honesty, respect, sharing, consideration, generosity, forgiveness, and apology, and fun. A healthy marriage always acts as a pillar of strength, propelling each other towards achieving goals and providing motivation during challenging times. This is built on the basis of communication, compromise, and commitment. As noted by LH 2012, that married couples with night dating during courtship are reported to be happier and had more marital stability, as shown in Fig 15. LH further revealed that those married couples are more likely to try new and fun things together, creating more novelty in their relationship, and deal with stress from the daily grind of work to family issues. Managing conflict in marriage. No marriage is perfect, no matter how careful and diligent one makes personal decisions during dating and courtship. What affects one may not affect the other. These are the ways marriage conflicts should be undertaken. 1. Express emotion, not violence. Behavior. Use I instead of paraphrasing, since it is a personal decision. Use reflective listening. Do not argue. Hear your partners out clearly. Explain your position and view clearly for better understanding. Describe the feeling and rationale behind emotion, opposition, ideas, and suggestion. Explore solution. Mention and analyze alternative way to solve the problem instead of tearing yourself apart and leaving the children to take care of themselves. Other contribution to research and practice. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my contributions are not limited to research alone, but also other services within and outside the university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I had the opportunity of serving my primary school and teachers' colleges as a team leader and leading them to victory in various intercollegiate school sports, such as athletics and team games, track and field events, and handball games. I had a rare opportunity of being chosen as one of the team leaders who took Bender State, now Edo State, to victory in 1974 to the first all-secondary school sports festival held in Lagos. My humble self and other NYC members led Kano State athletes and players to victory in 1978 in handball and some track and field events. And it was recorded in Kano to be the first in the history of Kano State. As a sprinter of 100 meters relay and hardball player, I won the Edo State bursary scholarship for my first degree in the University of Ibadan, 1981 to 1994. In this great university, I have made significant contribution in areas of mentoring of staff and students, as well as capacity building through training in different forums, conferences, and workshops. I do not only teach undergraduates, diploma students, and postgraduate level, but have successfully supervised more than 100 undergraduates, 15 diploma students, 30 master's thesis projects, and 20 doctoral theses in OAU and other universities while on sabbatical leave. In addition, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I have assessed colleagues to the rank of readers and professors and I have served as external examiner to several institutions. I have also served in various capacities in different committees in the department, faculties, and the university at large. I am a member of national and international professional organizations. I have attended and presented papers at various conferences, seminars organized with these bodies, organizations. This has taken me to different countries such as Macau, China, Guangzhou, China, South Africa, Ghana, Kenya, Zambia, UK, and some other African and European countries. I have also served as national and international organizations. I have also served other national and international organizations such as NCCE, UBEC, NTI, NUT, FME in collaboration with UNESCO and collaboration with UNESCO on issues related to HIV/AIDS awareness, prevention and education in schools and colleges in 5 states of the Federation. I have served as a resource person and facilitator in different programs, such as curriculum writing for physical and health education or human kinetics for universities by NIDA in Abuja, workshops on gender approach to guidance and counseling for school-age girls in Nigeria by UNESCO, United Nations Population and Skill Training of Trainers Program for Anglophone Africa, UFPA training for trainers of adolescent reproductive health, counseling, workshops in Kaduna, Owerri, Ilesha, Ibadan from 1996 to 2009. To the glory of God, I have served as NUC accreditation team to several universities in the south, north, and the eastern part of the country. I was decorated a Lioness President from 1989 to 1991 in Benin City. I became president of Fountain of Hope International, hosted by St. Matthew's Cathedral, Ijebu-Ijesha, from 1992 to 2001. I was also appointed as the chairman of electoral panel on National Assembly primaries election to Taraba State in 2007. Mr. Banshala, sir, I am the founder and president of an NGO, Moral Guide of Nigeria, for widows and orphans, founded in 2003 at Ijebu-Ijesha, Egoro City. It is a registered NGO with Nigeria Corporate Affairs Commission. It has empowered over 200 widows and orphans since its inception. I was a member of Paraswimming Federation for 1 year, and currently a member of Wheelchair Basketball Federation Nigeria. Back home in Osun State, I have been a member and a chairperson of Nigerian Women in Sports, what is known as NAWIS, Osun State chapter, based in OAU, and contributed positively to the inauguration in 2022. Conclusion. Healthy sexuality and responsible reproductive behavior are integral of individual well-being and social stability. As a result, human sexuality requires special care and attention. As David revealed in Psalm 139, verse 14, that I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. To foster healthy families and individuals and society, all of us here sitting here today must advocate for comprehensive understanding of sexuality grounded in self-responsibility, informed choice, and respect for personal autonomy. Here, Mr. Van Chancellor, sir, I have a very serious remark to make, because in this school, I realized that gender issues are common. And I noticed that criminal offenses like taking one's life is becoming an issue. And I'm thinking that the university should do something about it by appointing people who have the knowledge of what these adolescents are. Those who are in sexuality, in health sector, should be appointed to mind the university gender-based departments so that these children could receive appropriate and decent advice and tutorage so that these things will be less, there will be less occurrence of these tragedies in the university. Individual parents, teachers, and religious leaders must advocate for responsible and healthy sexuality, promoting positive behavior, changes for well-being of all. This commitment to healthy sexuality will ensure that vitality of our families, communities, and nations. Let us all therefore take responsibility of our health, our relationship, and our future. Take-home message. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, health is the cornerstone of human existence and cycles physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, and financial well-being. Within this broad spectrum, sexual health plays a pivotal role, which influences not only individual wellness, but also stability in relationship and prosperity of the society. Understanding sexuality and its diverse expressions, whether through dating, courtship, or marriage, requires foundation and self-responsibility. I therefore charge you all to make personal choice that align with your values and health needs, including contraception, desirable sexual behavior and partners, selection of and conflict resolution, as well as respect for the opposite gender. Acknowledgments. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to start my appreciation by showing my gratitude to God Almighty for this benevolence and abundant mercy, love, favor that brought me thus far to this moment of my life. I ascribe all glory and adoration to the Most High God because I was created through His words and He has given me His word today. To Him be all the glory forever and ever. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I appreciate Mr. Vice Chancellor, Professor A.S. Bamire, for providing the enabling environment to present this inaugural lecture. I also extend my appreciation to the following people: Professor Mrs. Babalola, DVC Academics; Professor Daramola, DVC Administration; Professor Akiyemi, DVC Research and Innovation; the Registrar, Mr. K. Bakari; the Bossa, Mrs. Toyin Abogo, my only wife; the University Librarian, Mr. Fadehomi, Mrs. Fadehomi, and all other principal officers; members of Senate and Council of the University, Provost of Health Sciences and Postgraduate Colleges, Dean of Faculties of Education, and Deans of all other faculties. I wholeheartedly appreciate my own parents, late His Royal Majesty, Oba Joseph Adebayo Olubayo-Fatiregun, the Oba of Okwameri State, Edo State, and my sweet mother, Mrs. Maria Ayefemi Olubayo, a very caring, hardworking, and loving mother. They both painfully departed in this world. They both painfully departed or slept in the Lord years back, but they have laid the foundation and paved the way for their children to be relevant in all good things, particularly in education. That foundation has propelled me to where I am today. I appreciate my late brother and sisters. Two of them are there. His Royal Highness, who took over my father, Justice Martin Adebayo Olubayo, Mrs. Asabi Yama, Mrs. Ebun Samuel and Timmy, Mr. Adekiesi Olubayo, Mrs. Elizabeth Omie Akoyi, who stood by me and my late junior brother, Major Felix Babatunde Olubayo, to receive our education. I appreciate all my teachers from my primary school through all the stages of my schooling. I appreciate my late headmaster, Francis Okomai, and all the members of St. Mary's Catholic Primary School, Igara, Edo State. I appreciate the Irish Reverend Sisters, the teachers who taught me at Sacred Heart Teachers College, Ubiaja. I owe immense gratitude to all of them, especially Reverend Sister Claire, the then school principal. To my teachers at the College of Education, Abraka, at Delta State, now Delta State University, I appreciate you all. I also appreciate my friends and classmates there. At the University of Ibadan, I acknowledge and appreciate late Professor J. Adedeji, my swimming coach. Professor C.O. Udo, my father, advisor, my supervisor, at both master's and PhD level. Professor Veronica Ogbanugo, my mentor. Professor Elizabeth Wanko, Professor Ajala late, Professor Yemi Awoshika, Baba, Professor Femi Owolabi, my handball coach and teacher. Professor Wole Amusa, my advisor, research lecturer. There are no words to describe the impact made by these wonderful and dedicated teachers of our times. I want to specifically put on record my immense gratitude to our living legends, Emeritus, Professor Payo Banyo, who inspired me greatly on this journey, right from my first year in the Faculty of Education till my graduation, and even till now, until I became a professor. Thank you, sir. I return home to my elders and colleagues in the Faculty of Education. I appreciate all my deans and all professors in the Faculty of Education. My special thanks to late Professor Francisca Aladejana and family, and late Professor Mrs. Dibu Ojeride for their mentorship in my academic journey in this great citadel of learning. I appreciate all the academic and non-academic members of the faculty, especially my thanks goes to my dean, Professor T.O. Bello. I'm greatly indebted to my members of my immediate academic family, both retired but never tired. I have Professor E.B. Okorotifa, Professor Adeyanju seated here, Professor Adeniran, Professor A.O. Saloku, Professor Ola is sitting down here, and Dr. Kofo Ola. My current colleagues, Professor Arubi Ayodele Okenla, I hope you are here. Dr. O. Akimbiola, my HOD, the young and dynamic HOD, with gray hair at 18. Dr. K. Aderomu, my pastor. Dr. C. Akunubi, a stubborn daughter. Dr. M.M. Oshud, my son, Dr. Moses, and non-academic staff. Thank you all for your support. To my AAU Akungba academic family, I express my profound gratitude to God for giving me this wonderful family at Akungba Ajase University, Akoko, whom I worked with during my sabbatical 2017, and now just ended my leave with them 2003 and 2004. Without missing words, you are wonderful. My appreciation goes to our erudite, simple, quiet, but hardworking, loving Vice Chancellor, Professor Olubayo-Fatiregun, and his amiable wife, Mama Ige. Professor J.O. Ayenigbara, the Dean Faculty of Education, Dr. Adegboro, HOD, the current HOD, Dr. Aino Stephen Ileoya, a former student of this school, Dr. Adedugbe, BO, Dr. Adeleke Roland, who is here live, Mrs. Faboye Rachel, Mr. Olasheyo, I'm sure you are here, Tosi, and Mr. Husseini Ahmed, and the non-academic staff. I acknowledge and appreciate the support of my spiritual family from Victory Life Ministry International, Bishop Mike Bamidele, all the pastors, deacons, deaconesses, and all the members of the headquarters Elisha. I appreciate the members of my Victory Ministry, Old Ibadan Road, the home of peace, the home of love, with pastors Dr. Aderomu, Pastor Majo Egbe, the Oladimejis, Deaconess Aderomu Taiwo, Deaconess Majo Egbe, and other members of the church. More so, I sincerely appreciate my spiritual fathers and mothers from the Cathedral of St. Matthew's Anglican Communion in Ijebu-Jesha, my home church, the Archdeacon, priests, and other members of the cathedral. My bishop, OK Olokure late, a father indeed. Professor J.O. Olokure, who is seated right down here, I think on the first row there. Professor Mrs. Onikoro Lodge, Dr. Mrs. Oluyamo, Chief Mrs. Victoria Fasheru, and other members of Ijebu-Jesha North Diocese. Let me appreciate again some of those who worked with me. To make this work a successful one. Professor Fatusi, I owe you a lot of gratitude. Professor Taiwo, Professor Tade Ijarotimi, Professor Idowulare, Dr. Johnson Olawale, Dr. Oyetola, Dr. Onikule, Dr. Adeleke Roland, Dr. Mahmoud Moshood, Amarachi Unsofo, Queen Anne and Anne Aruna. Thank God for giving me such wonderful people. I owe you a lot of respect. Thank you very much. However, to my darling husband, Victor Adesoji Fatiregun, a man of impeccable character, my jewel of estimable value. Thank you. Thank you for paving your way for me before you left me alone. I will love you till we meet again in the bosom of the Almighty God, to part no more. To my wonderful acting husband and daughter, Victoria Odunwayo, Victoria Fatiregun, my angel, may you always be filled with the Holy Spirit all the days of your life. The gift of God, my rose of Sharon, the lily of the valley, my best friend, my supporter, my advisor, my fighter, and carry on. Your future shall be glorious and bright as the morning star. I will not want to forget my ever-loving and caring brother-in-law, late His Royal Highness, Oba Olashore, the Ajabusi Eku, Aloko of Iloko Royal Dynasty, for believing in me. Thank you for paving my entrance into this citadel of learning through your brother and your best friend, Professor Wale Omole, the then Vice Chancellor. I appreciate you, sir. However, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to use this opportunity to appreciate my special friends, Dr. Iyabo Fagulu and family from Ilesha, Chief Mrs. Ibilola Solaja Jumla, the tycoon merchant in rice from Lagos, and His Excellency, Engineer Marvelous Godwin Omobayo, immediate past Deputy Governor, Edo State, for their special interest and contributions to this work. Finally, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I appreciate my current and former students from College of Education, Ilesha, Asanusia College of Education, Odeomu, Delta State University, Abraka, AAU Akungba, OAU Ile-Ife. Thank you for the gifts in cash and kind. Most of these students have japa for further education abroad. May God continue to elevate you all and protect you. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, my Vice Chancellor. Thank you all.
And on behalf of the Council of this University Senate and the Vice Chancellor, Professor A.S. Bamire, We present this certificate of presentation of inaugural lecture to Professor Martina Adebi Olubayo-Fatiregun, a professor of health and sexuality education in the Department of Gynecology, Health Education and Recreation, Family Faculty of Education, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, today, 12th of November, 2024. Congratulations.